While much of the focus has been, and to some extent still is, centered around the launch of Sony's PlayStation 3 and Nintendo's Wii, let's not forget that there are still some great recently released titles for the Xbox 360, and 3 first-person shooters are at the top of that list. Sierra's Fear, which stands for First Encounter Assault Recon, scores high marks for its creepy atmosphere and intense firefights. Originally a hit on the PC, Fear has been translated over to the 360 to near perfection. Without giving too much of the plot away, the story revolves around the paranormal investigation of a military commander gone nutso and who now controls a bunch of elite enemy soldiers. But trust us, there's a lot more to it than that. This game is at its best with your 5.1 surround sound on and the lights off. This is truly one of the most eerie games I've ever played. The creepy visuals and good use of sound in the environments will most definitely raise the hair on the back of your neck, and perhaps invoke a lifelong fear of little girls as well. The arsenal at your disposal is pretty much the standard fare, but they definitely have a heavy weight and feel to them, especially when firing into walls, crates, and other solid objects. One interesting feature that sets this game apart is your character's ultra-fast reflexes. This gives you the ability to temporarily slow down time, i.e. the Matrix's bullet time, and react accordingly. Using this in conjunction with the game's various melee attacks proves very satisfying and never gets old. Fear doesn't do much to raise the bar in the genre, but that doesn't keep it from being a good and well thought out shooter. That's a must-buy. Just don't play alone in the dark. Now, if you like your games a little brighter, the Neon Lights of Vegas should do the trick with Ubisoft's latest installment in the Rainbow Six franchise. Forget about the last couple of Rainbow Six titles, because Vegas is the game that gives the franchise a nice, swift kick in the arsenal. This game is all about tactical combat. Simply running and gunning is only going to be an exercise in frustration. Cover is your friend, and the only way you're going to survive checkpoint to checkpoint is to use your left trigger to go into third person and hug walls, doorways, and anything solid, even slot machines and casino tables. Pushing up on the control stick will let you pop out and fire off a few rounds and quickly retake cover, or you can blindly fire in the general vicinity to suppress while you contemplate you and your team's next move. It has a very familiar feel to Ubi's own Ghost Recon series, but still works and is all done really well. And there is something ultimately satisfying about blowing the crap out of a casino, perhaps because of the deposits I've left so many times in the past. Multiplayer on Xbox Live features both co-op and up to 16 players in competitive modes. With the next-gen polish, the new duck and cover tactics, and fast roping and repelling abilities, the developers have given the franchise the reboot it deserves, and this title is also a must-buy. And, of course, you might have heard about a little game title called Gears of War by developer Epic. And chances are, if you own a 360, you were already playing it. But if not, you are missing the game that raises the bar on the first-person genre. At its core, the basic gameplay is actually very similar to Rainbow Six Vegas. However, it's the presentation, the sound, and graphics that set it above the rest. Most battles will take place in open areas strung with various pieces of the environment to use for cover. Trying to go all commando and run in the open with guns a-blazing will only result in a fast death. The controls are actually very basic, with the A button prompting most of the context-sensitive actions of your character. Whether it's pressing it next to a wall to take cover or pass and roll across doorways, the simplicity of the controls allow you to focus more of your time on the tactical elements of the gameplay. You get to enjoy that gameplay with some of the best weapons ever seen in a shooter, and perhaps the best use of a chainsaw attached to an assault rifle we've ever seen. And in what seems to be the norm these days, there are no health meters or health packs lying around. You'll need to lay low for a few seconds while your health regenerates. Reloading is actually a skill unto itself. Your character will automatically reload when you empty your clip, but proper button timing will also allow you to reload much quicker. And trust us, you will want to master this skill. While the single-player mode is just fine on its own merits, multiplayer on Xbox Live is a blast. Up to 8 players can battle it out with 4-on-4. And doing a boot smash onto a crippled enemy, well, something about that just feels right. Gears of War had a lot of hype it had to live up to, almost as if the fate of first-person shooters on the next generation of consoles depended on it. And it's delivered on all counts. For Texas Gamer, I'm Mark Adams.